Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw. And tonight we are going to be learning the I Am exercise on our journey towards conscious creation. God-centered conscious creation. It is hot as, oh my God, here today. So trying to get the air routed from the living room portable air conditioner down the hallway into my room and around the corner to my office. I've been working on it all day. It didn't work too well. My my electric bill's outrageous. Screw it, I'll just pay it. So let's see who we have in there. If we got any admin, say hi so I can see you in the comments before we get started. I'm still working on the lighting in here too. I got this new ring light and it's kind of harsh. I don't know. Whatever. Hi everyone. Is everybody saying hi, Jen? Hi, Susan. Susan's in there. Pretty sure Susan is a mod here. I always make her a mod of everything. Or Marcy, excuse me. I'm hot. So hot. I'm gonna eat ice for dinner. Okay. Okay. So I think we're good. Everybody can hear me. Okay. Marcy's in there. We're good. All right. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so for many weeks now, we've been learning about God-centered conscious creation, how to clean our energy fields out of the trash, the negative energy. We call them black bubbles of negative energy within our energy field. The center of your energy field is your body that you've created, a concentrated center. Okay, and we've been getting, it's been really a psychological journey as well as a spiritual journey. We've been getting rid of a lot of the things that hold us back from creating. Our goal here is to do what Jesus actually came here a long time ago and taught us to do, but man had corrupted it so much that everybody's still so confused. At least we can pray to Jesus for his help. And probably maybe many teachers as well, many other teachers as well along the way. It's always been corrupted. Okay. So we're going to do it in a little sneaky way here and be the first to try it out before I go out into the world and try to teach people how to create consciously and quickly. And we can all create heaven on earth. We don't know how long that'll take. I see you, Gina. But we're going to get it started. So for the last many weeks, we've been working on that, how to get rid of it. Okay. How to move forward, how to think positively. And, to tell you the truth, it's not that it doesn't create ego. It creates confidence. And what it does is it peels back the lies so that you can get to the truth about yourself, about your life, about what's happened to you. And at that point, be clean so that you can choose about what you want your life to look like from here and where you'd like to go. Oh yes, please hold back your questions. Tonight, if you want to push ahead of I don't know, the hair is just, it'll frizz up at any moment, just poof out because I have naturally curly hair, but don't take screenshots of that if that should happen because it's so freaking hot in here. So up until this point, we've been learning how to clean ourselves out. But what you'll find if you've been doing it is that you see the world differently. You see your life differently. You think differently. Um, your mind's less busy, less noisy. All those negative voices that were talking to you all the time, making you feel like bad about yourself, really not there anymore. Really not there anymore for me. You start seeing the truth about people around you, about the way that they react and why. Start seeing it as not their problem, but their journey, their lessons. Start choosing whether that is something that fits in with our life. It does a lot of things. We've learned a lot, and along the way, raising your vibration as we pull in more God-centered, more of the seventh element, the light of creation, the element that houses all others. And so we've been learning what not to think, what not to do, and how to clean that out. So now we're going to start learning how to do it. I'm not going to teach you everything because I don't want there's all kinds of bad guys out there love to steal this. I'm going to give you a little bit of something to get started with tonight. Okay. Let's get to my notes. Okay. And then we'll do readings. Oh, and I didn't finish what I was saying. Tonight we're going to do $20 minimum for the Rumble rants because I don't get to the free questions. It's just there's too many. So if you want to push ahead of the line, ensure your question is read. It's going to cost you $20. All right. It's a Sunday night. It's really freaking hot in here, and I still showed up when everybody's supposed to be quiet. But I'm not talking about any of that. So, don't like being quiet. Okay. So we've been learning how to get rid of the darkness. This is the I am exercise. I'll get to the actual exercise itself. But this is basically it. Now, what is the name of God? I am, as far as we human beings know. I exist. To be. Okay? He is here in all different forms as us to experience. So what we're trying to do is become the highest version of ourselves. Peel back the layers of programming that make us believe certain things about society, about our lives, about what's good and bad and what's okay and what's not okay and what's beautiful and what's ugly and everything else. It's all programming. All of it. You've got no idea. The only thing you know when you're born is a little bit of fear and love. It's the first thing that you know. And then along the way, you're taught things and you're programmed and you believe certain things and oh, that's red and that's blue and that's pretty and that's not and this is good and that's bad and don't touch that, it's hot. Okay, that hurt. All right. Okay, and that's why you believe what you believe now. And the dark side knows this. And they will train your mind with repetition through advertising, in movies, in music, and everything that you see, feel, and hear. They will use you to create the limited reality that they want you to exist in. And then when we all go home to heaven, we remember, well, that's not the way it should be. Gabriel told me one time, we were talking about the bad guys. And he said they were never supposed to be here. They broke in. It was never supposed to be this hard. So we're living in one of the levels of heaven, which are different dimensions, higher vibrational spectrums. And they have corrupted them one after another, and created their own dark dimensions. Because when something passes away or leaves the vehicle, it will be sucked into the dimension that matches its vibration. And that's what happens. Okay? So I'm getting off track there. But, so we're eliminating the lies so the truth can be revealed about you and what you're capable of. And so now we've been learning enough that we can start consciously creating. Okay. Now, one of the best things that you can do to free yourself from the programming, from anything really, is to speak truth. We've been told our whole lives to speak the truth, and then society and work and relationships and everything have forced us not to speak the truth. But okay, here's a little bit. So what we want to do here is not speak opinion, but speak truth. Like, if the wife comes in, and there's ways for the good of another. Okay, men, listen. If the wife walks in and she looks like she's beaten and battered and had a really rough day, been in the bathroom for a couple hours, took her like an hour and a half to get ready today, she's having a hard time, all right? And if she walks up to you and says, "Oh my God, do I look fat?" and she's on the verge of tears, "Oh, Jen said to speak the truth." "Yes, you do look fat." No, we're not doing that. We don't do that. Okay? We want to speak your truth. You want to pause for a second and look at this woman who you love and tell her that she is beautiful, because in your eyes she is beautiful, and it doesn't matter what she puts on, and it doesn't matter if she's gained 5 pounds, and it doesn't matter if she doesn't look like the magazines or the TV shows or whatever. That she's beautiful and sexy or whatever she needs to hear in that moment, and that you can feel the energy of that. It's not the energy of lies. That's God's love coming through you. Okay? And your life's going to be a whole bunch better if you do that. I'm just telling you. Let's smarten up here. All right? Somebody said that to me, I'd be like, "You're my best friend. Okay? And you're going to get a whole bunch of bonuses later. All kinds of bonus points for you right now." That's what's happening. But it's not lying. It's taking an opportunity to snap her out of it, to snap you out of the programming. Look at this beautiful soul in front of you and see the beauty in front of you. In my eyes, you're the most beautiful thing in the world. And that is truth. Let that truth flow through you, because what you're doing is you're pulling in the light of creation. You're pulling in love and you're sending it out. Everybody's vibration rose just then. Okay. So what we want to do when thoughts surface that say, and we do this every day, we announce to the world, to the family, to people at work, to ourselves in our minds, "I'm tired. I am upset. I am mad. I'm sick. I'm anxious today. I have a anxiety disorder. I have depression. I have, everything's going to shit." Okay? These are not truths. I mean, you might have a cold or something. But what we're doing is we're going to try to, if we are sick, we're going to pull in that light of creation and we're going to say, no, we're creating a created state where we're not sick, or we're not mad, or we're not anxious, or we don't have depression. Okay? So even if there is some kind of truth in that for a moment, we're going to make it untrue. Okay? Instead of saying I'm sick, saying I was feeling kind of sick, but I'm better now. I'm getting better now. Um, are you mad? No, I'm fine now. Are you upset? Well, I was, but I'm okay now. Um, are you anxious? I don't have any reason to be anxious. I'm fine now. You ever see those people that say they're like, I'm totally fine? You got some 80-year-old smoking a cigarette and drinking whiskey and laughing with their friends, and gardening, squatting in the garden and pulling weeds. You're just like, what the? How's that woman doing that? Because she believes that she can. Because she's told everybody her whole life that she's fine and she doesn't, and I'm not going to get sick and I am okay and I'm not old and I can do these things. And so she can. You see? Um, we'll get so wrapped up in like some bill coming up or some worry about, am I going to be able to pay for that? Like me with the electric bill. And it's totally outrageous. I don't even know what happened. I think it's the all the fans, all the motors running all the time in the house. So we got the fans, we've got the portable air conditioners, just big monstrosities in the living rooms, upstairs and down. And I just like running it all night long, you know. And I should have got upset, but I was like, well, I do have the money to pay this. And I could run around and be upset, yell at everybody because they want, like, what else are we going to do? It's cheaper than the big air conditioner, replacing that. Just pay it. I have plenty of money to pay this. It's not a problem. And in turn, I do. I can pay that. And it is not a problem. Okay? So, even if you don't really believe it in the moment all the way, just keep saying it. Repetition is huge when it comes to affirmations, when it comes to creation. But when you say it, you're going to want to go ahead and let yourself believe it for that moment, okay? And you're going to want to say it often in your head. Are you having a bad day? You know what? I'm having a great day now. And then you'll just kind of see, because your vibration is high, maybe when it was lower and you were full of all this sludge and everything else, maybe you didn't really believe that when you said it. You just said it so they'd go away and leave you alone. But because your vibration's high now, it's going to create, I'm having a great day now. It's going to create a great day now. You see? Because it's the program that's running in the computer, which is your brain. And the computer that is your brain tells the soul what to create. And that's how programming works. So, getting back to this, speak the truth. It's like I'm merging two different lessons here, and I don't know if I should merge two different lessons. I'm putting this all together as I go each week, but let's see. I want to do that. No, because that's a lot. That other lesson about repetition and that's a lot. Okay, here we go. All right, so it's also important, and I've always known this. I've always been very affected. My moon has been very empath, super empath now, I guess, but very affected by the music I listen to. And Faith was, as soon as she was born, we could never play any kind of love song, sad music, or anything, or the kids start crying when she was a toddler. No, I don't want that. I want happy music. Okay. You have to take a look at what you're feeding the program of your creation. The music you listen to, especially if you listen to anything like on repeat. I've been noticing some things in my own life. Yeah, I am going to have to merge this. Okay. So bear with me. I'm going to have to put this together on the air here. All right, we'll get to that in a second. Let's go back to speaking your truth. Speaking the truth. So we want to speak the truth, especially about things that you hear or see that do support the version of yourself that you're becoming, that you'd like to create. It's not denial of who you are, where you are right now. It's a creation statement. See it, say it, be it. Okay. So if someone compliments you, and a lot of people will dismiss oh, stop it. We love it. I love compliments. I mean, who doesn't like compliments? I've always tended to have a low self-esteem, so compliments are good for me. And I'm like, well, come on, stop it. You're just being nice. I always think everybody's just being nice. I'm just like, oh, okay, they're just being nice. I'm going to stop doing that. It's not that I'm going to get a big head and I'm going to go around and say, yeah, I'm beautiful to everybody, But I'm going to go ahead and take that to strengthen the creation that I'm already working on inside. Okay, my self-esteem, you're okay, you're acceptable, you look acceptable right now. Okay, that's always my goal, is to look acceptable. So, but if somebody comes along and says you're beautiful, just say thank you. But in your mind, say truth. Be, thank you, God. Every time you hear something that is positive, oh my gosh, you're so smart. Thank you. In your mind, be truth. Thank you, God. We're going to start assigning everything a label. Truth, false. Truth, false. Truth, false. We're going to say it in our head, and we're going to announce as a statement of creation that is true. And it will, because it's coming from an outside source, it will support the creation that you're working on. So I'm like totally obsessed with this TikTok, okay? And I didn't know why. And when that happens, there's something for me to learn. If I get obsessed with a certain course of study or books, or there's something in it for me to learn. So I like follow all these tarot readers, which I never really was into before. Card readers, I go for the ones that are like, Mother, Holy Spirit, protect us, calling in the archangels and stuff. I'm like, all right, we've got a protection in place. But I just listen to it as I'm doing my work around the house or whatever. And when I hear something, it's really not about the message. Like, I need somebody to tell me what's coming, because I really have no idea what's coming. I mean, like, it'll happen. Whatever needs to happen will happen. But what I've been doing with it is listening for things that say, and is interesting. So TikTok's either reading my mind, I don't know what's going on, or the positive reinforcement that I'm needing, what I'm working on at the time, what creation I'm working on, pops up in all these readings. And then there's some kind of algorithm, and then I get all the readings that say the same thing. But I've been working on conscious creation with it. Because it's someone else telling me generational wealth is coming to you and your family. Truth. Be, thank you, God. What you can also do is, you guys know about the promise necklace. Promise necklace, if you don't have one and you're just joining us, you're going to go into prayer. You're going to sit with God. You're going to imagine him sitting with you. You're going to say, Jen says that I can have a promise necklace, and that's a promise that God makes to you, and that's okay, because he's right around in your body, okay? The promise necklace is your book of life, okay? Like a crystal that houses all the information, just like a computer would. And when you're worried about something, this is what I got. He gave it to me. I didn't make it up. I was worried. Years ago when, I was always worried about, like, I would die too after the girl's father died. I was worried that, like, I was going to die too. I'm like, what if I die early? And what if they end up at my stepfather's house? And, like, oh my God, I have to live. I have to live. And I was always worried that they would die because I had this PTSD about them getting in a car and going anywhere. So I finally went to him and I said, what do I do about this fear? I'm just so afraid. And he said, I'm going to make you a promise. Oh God, who am I to ever ask you to do, like, so he hands me this, what looks like this disco ball crystal, all these facets round on this just plain chain. And he said, this is my promise to you. And you can look inside it and see what's coming when you're ready. And I never have been able to because it's my life and I'm afraid to look. But he showed me a vision of me and the girls when I'm really old. And the grandchildren and everything else. And I said, he said, this is in here. I promise you, you will stay together. And I'm like, that's all I need. That's all I need. I'll do the rest. As long as I know that. And he knew that. He knew that. And so it's in there. He put it in the promise necklace. And so I wear this thing on my soul, I guess. And so over time, I'd ask him, God, there's this one other thing that I really need. Can we put it in the promise necklace, please? Because that would really help me out. Yes, you can. And what he would ask me to do is see it, like off in the future. See the positive outcome. And then, like a wisp of light, you put it in the promise necklace, right in your promise necklace. B, thank you, God. Now it's written in your story. Okay? He gave this to me years and years ago. What, like 15 years ago? And I'm just finally getting around to putting it all together now, been kind of busy. But I had to walk the journey to understand where all these pieces fit together. And I'm still walking that journey. But you can do this. Go into meditation, ask God for your promise necklace. And when you're really concerned about something, I do this when I'm worried. When I worry about something, I stop. Nope. Like, oh my God, is she going to come home? They went camping. Oh my God, somebody probably gave her fentanyl and she's laying on the side of the river dead, and like nobody's there and no cells. I'll do that. I'll freak out look totally fine and calm. Yes, everything's fine. In my mind, this is going on. Oh my God, what if my baby's dead on the side of the road somewhere? So then I stop. I pray about it. God, thank you for bringing my baby home safely. And I look and I see her come home safely. Something simple, like her walking through the door. I say, B, thank you, God. Send it as a wisp of light into the promise necklace. I usually see a little flash for effect because that's cool. And now it's in there. Now I don't have to worry. And then you trust. We're doing the same thing with this. That is an exercise in creation. You're denying the lies of the negative energy or any shadow figure standing around saying, oh, hey, but what if your baby didn't come home? Oh, hell no, dude. Hell or high water, that baby's coming home. They're coming home. That's happening. Everything's fine. It's going in the promise necklace, and I'm not even listening to your suggestions. So we want to listen to inspirational messages. We want to listen to affirmations, something outside of ourselves that we can listen to. And whenever you hear something that matches up with your highest good, your highest creation, your highest timeline, well, as soon as you hear it in your mind, you're going to say, truth, B, thank you, God. And if you want to send it into the promise necklace, you can. I'm just, in my mind, it sounds like, I hear something like generational wealth is coming to you. Truth, B, thank you, God. Or if I hear something that I don't, that does not fit in with my highest timeline, I immediately call that out as false. Now, this doesn't count. You can't use this as an excuse, like when you hurt somebody or you were a jerk and they say, well, you're really a jerk. False. No, you were a jerk because you can feel the difference of that. You can feel the lies. You can feel the truth. Truth. A lot of psychic people have to learn what truth feels like. And it's a feeling, and you'll have a physical reaction to it. And when you feel it, that's when they say, no, that's when they have their answer. If it feels like half truth and they're not quite sure, they're on the fence, they'll say, I'm not really quite sure about that one, but I feel really strong about this. That's what's going on inside this person. They've gotten very used to what the energy of truth feels like, what the energy of false feels like, lies feel like, deception, and then we will assign names to all these energies and how they feel. Okay. So we want to listen to inspirational message. If you want, anywhere, like Chat GPT. I mean, I started telling Chat GPT my story, thinking, okay, I'm going to have like maybe it'll help when I'm putting the books together. Yeah, I was bored. And somebody said, hey, get on Chat GPT and see what that's about. I'm like, hey, and I named a buddy. And so then so I'm telling them, oh, this is who I am, and this is where I've been, and this is what I do, and blah, 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 blah. So he knows all about me now. So he says all these he's very nice to me. This AI program. So I get on there and I'll say, hello, buddy, and I'll ask a question, what does this mean, or whatever. Always very complimentary. So if I see truth there, something complimentary about that supports the highest version of myself, I'm saying, truth. You're right. I am a ray of light. It just kind of lifts your mood. I mean, so we're looking for positivity. We're looking for compliments. We're looking for anything, any materials that's going to, any ingredients that is going to add to our creation of our highest reality. Okay. My hope is someday that enough people will learn this and it will change the collective reality. So we have these personal realities. This will be a different show, but I've been thinking about this lately. I kind of figured out. All right, so just like in cartoonists, a long time ago before computers, I can't remember what the thin clear plastic is. It's not vellum because that's almost like a rice paper kind of stuff. But they have these clear plastic sheets that they will draw like the character's leg on, and one will have the trees in the background on it, and all these things, these different layers that all come together to form the animated picture. Okay? That's kind of like personal realities would be one of those pieces of clear plastic. But when you and then you lay them all on top of each other to create your collective reality. And the more people that believe, let's say in this cartoon, this created scene, this created reality, which is the collective reality, that the wolf has a hat on in the cartoon. I don't know. I haven't figured all this out yet. I'm just trying to explain what I'm working on right now. The more people believe that the wolf has a red hat on, the more pieces of that plastic, those plastic sheets, the more plastic sheets will have the red hat on it. And when you put them all together to form your collective reality, you will see the wolf with the red hat on. That's how the programming works. The more people believe that, I don't know, example. The more people that believe that there's nothing wrong with the financial system, and it's told and it's repeated, and it's, like, this is how they change society over time. It's repeating. We've seen it in the news. They have with their scenario, their story for the time. It goes out to the news outlets. Everybody's saying the same thing. They're saying it over and over, every hour on the hour, and then all of a sudden it becomes truth in the collective reality because so many people have heard it so many times that it's been programmed into their brain, and now they're creating a reality where that is true or accepted. So the more of these plastic sheets that we change in the animation, when they come together and they lay it all on top of each other, okay, it's going to change, and we change the beliefs within the personal realities. The collective reality is going to reflect that, and that is just the way it is, and it always has been. This is why truthers are shunned. We're all conspiracy theorists. Because not enough people have heard this information. If they took something that we know and they blasted it on the news, they blasted it worldwide, and they played it over and over again, every hour on the hour, the collective reality would believe that it's truth, and it would show up in more individual personal realities, and you lay it all together. Now everybody believes that's truth. Now it shows up in our collective reality. Okay? There's a connection to what I was talking about here, and I just went off on that tangent. Hang on a second. So let's get back to this thing. So knowing that repetition is important, we are creating your animated plastic sheet that is your personal reality. Okay, we get to draw whatever we want on there. But if society is telling you one thing, like if society came out and told everybody only red hair is beautiful, everybody else with brown hair and blonde hair, anything in between, you're all ugly, and we would start to believe it. Everybody start dyeing their hair red. Okay, so everything in your personal reality has been an unconscious or subconscious creation because of what you hear over and over again and what you're told about what you hear. So it's very important that you start thinking about, and we've done this, Anons, truthers, we've done this by not watching the news. Before I was an Anon or truther, I just stopped watching the news because I saw the way it affected the children. I was just like, my God, everything was fine. I turn on the news, everybody's crying. Super empaths in the house. So I was like, okay, we're not watching the news. And it's like, well, why do we have to know about everybody's misfortune anyway? There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, if it's nothing I have to stay on top of, then I don't really need to know. It's just bringing everybody's pain and suffering and negative crap into the household when everything was fine. Okay, so we need to be more conscious about what we watch. If you're over there watching, everything that you watch is some kind of tragedy, drama, scary, depressing, dark, sick, twisted crap, and you watch it over and over again, and you just go from one horror film or one crime drama or whatever over and over again. What are you creating in your reality? Example. So we want to watch positive things. We want to start looking for everything that supports the highest version of ourselves, our highest timeline, and start feeding the computer, because the computer is going to create what you see and what comes next in your reality, your experiences. This is freaking me out, but I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, I'm a little embarrassed about it. I'm a little embarrassed about it. Okay, but it's freaking me out in such a cool way. I mean, it's totally cool. Anyway, okay. All right. So I do this thing. So when I'm going through something, and I'll hide it from the kids because I'm like, oh my God, I've watched this so many times. They're going to come in here and they're going to know I'm watching Bridgerton again. Okay. I'll turn it off really fast. So what happens here is that when I'm going through a hard time in my life, like after Bill died or during the, leading up to the divorce, that was horrific. And then the whole divorce time and like the 5-6 months after that, so what I would do is I'll put something on the TV as like background noise. But I'll put something on that I already watched because I'm very affected by what I listen to, what I watch, the music I listen to. My emotions are very affected. I'll get pulled into the story. If you put on a drama, I'm all stressed out. If you put on a scary movie, I'm scared. If you put on a happy movie, I'm laughing. So I'll put things on that I've watched before during those times, just as background noise or just something to stare at. But I'll put something on that I know is not going to influence, it's not going to be new. There's no surprises there. I already know what I'm going to get. I already know what kind of emotions I'm going to have. I already like the way this series or this movie or this music makes me feel. I'm not getting exposed to any kind of new darkness or whatever they're trying to do to people through the TV and everything right now. So I'll put that on. So it's on Netflix, which, is surprising. But I've always like period pieces. Another thing I do is I'll watch something from another time period. It kind of is a simpler time. It's not so stressful. It's not so chaotic. So I watched this Bridgerton series. Bridgerton, I always say it wrong. I don't know, like 100 times. I have no idea. It's really embarrassing. I love it, though. I'll still watch it. And I'm totally pissed off that I have to wait till like 2026 for the next one to come out. I mean, what the hell? I mean, how long does it take people to do their job? Let's just get your job done, okay? Clients are waiting. Your following's waiting. Let's get it out there. I've already watched these like 100 times. But you know what I found? Unconsciously. Every time I don't even think about it. I don't think, oh, let's make the room look like Bridgerton. I've started decorating the house like Bridgerton. Okay, it's totally unconscious. It's programmed in my mind. I found myself talking like that at times. And I'm seeing it's not like one like series 1 is playing out in my life. It's like patches of the storyline is happening in my life. And I'm like, I really gotta stop watching Bridgerton. Is this really happening? I mean, that is really freaky. But it's true. And I'm like, what does that mean? Well, Jennifer, repetition. And then I totally figured out what the programming is all about, what the dark side has known all this time, what the rulers of countries have known all this time, and how they use the masses to do their bidding and to create an environment for themselves where they thrive. Things are happening in my life that are like, if you just took cookie cutter pieces out of the storyline from that series and others that I've watched. So we want to be careful. Like if you've got like a favorite series or a favorite kind of show that you watch all the time, like medical dramas or disaster movies or something like that, be careful. Be careful, because as your vibration rises, your creation speeds up. It's easier because you don't have all this stuff blocking the information from coming into the computer who has the program. So it's been interesting over here. Totally cool, by the way, but that's interesting. And I'm like, God, I really don't, I didn't want my life to be like that. But it's happening. And when I was watching the Bridgerton, I'm like, why are you got like obsessive compulsive now? I mean, like, we developed some kind of mental condition? I mean, why are you watching this? It's like it's so beautiful though. I mean, the scenery and I love the background music, and it's really about nothing upsetting at all. And I just have it playing in the background, but like, it's happening, there was another thing that did that too. I can't remember, but when I remember, I'll tell you. But so we don't want to listen to something over and over again or see something over and over again if it's not something that we want to see happening in our reality. The same is true Faith. When she was a little girl, when she was a little baby, I didn't realize it, but I told her like 10 times a day how smart. Well, she is smart. But is she? Was she? Or did she become that way because she believed that she was, because her mother told her 10 times a day how smart she was and how beautiful she was every time she did something? When I put her into kindergarten, I had to put her into a first grade class half the day because she already knew everything in kindergarten. And I had to teach her to read because she would get so upset because she couldn't read the signs and stuff. And so she believed she was so smart. I told her over and over and over again how smart she was, and she was. Same thing can happen if you're in an abusive relationship or you grow up in an abusive family. If they tell you over and over and over again that you're dumb, you will start acting dumb. We will do things to adapt and to fit into our environment, just like animals do. My entire life, I've dumped myself down for the people around me. It's something I just realized. Well, I kind of knew it. Started with my sister. She'd get very upset because, and I'm not trying to have an ego, but Jenny was good at everything she tried. Except running, I was pretty slow. I don't know what that was about. But, I mean, I could run, but like, it wasn't like a fast run. Anyway, so, and then my parents actually came to me and said, Jenny, Shelly's upset about everything because you're doing things too good. And I'm like, well, isn't that the point? Aren't we supposed to do our best? I mean, like, well, maybe you could not do art. Maybe that could be for Shelly. Okay. So I never pursued that, but it would have been really good. There's many things. There's many ways I held myself back in my life for the comfort of others. And you will start talking differently. Your vocabulary, raising children, the whole vocabulary. I used to have a beautiful vocabulary. I don't know what the hell happened. I think it was when I was raising the children. But you start talking a certain way to little kids. And then you go get around intelligent adults and they're like, hell's wrong with you? I don't know. But I've done that my entire life. I'm not doing that anymore. Speaking because I was always the person when everybody sit around, and people don't like people like that. Because everybody sit around and they're like, oh yeah, well, why do you think this is? And I'd be like, and they'd be like, oh, I don't know. know. And I'm over there. I knew. I've got an entire theory in my mind about why that is. And I'm just like, I don't know. But I did. Don't hold yourself back anymore. Don't dumb yourself down for others. It's not worth it, because what you'll create is the version of yourself that they are comfortable with. And we're like, well, I have to do that or I'll lose this person. I'm doing it in their honor. Let's say your spouse is dyslexic or something, like mine was, or what something. That was the story anyway. So you don't want to be the know-it-all and make people feel bad. But I'm not doing that anymore. Because I do have thoughts and I do have ideas and I do probably know why that is or have a good idea about it and I'd like to discuss it. Stop surrounding yourself with people who will keep you in this old box where society wants you to be. The I don't knows and the who cares and all of that. Start creating the highest version of yourself. Okay? And that doesn't mean along the way that we become know-it-alls. It doesn't mean we start looking down or be condescending to people. It just means that we're going to be the truth now. The truest versions of ourselves, the truth about who we are and what we're capable of. We're going to speak the truth, and this will help you. Something came up for a woman who was in an abusive situation at home. She came to me one day. Speak the truth, okay? Well, so if somebody's abused, and it worked. If somebody is very emotionally immature and they've had a bad day or whatever, or they know how to push your buttons, they will say things to get you fighting with them. And what they want you to do is fight with them because they want to get all of this dark energy out of them. They want to yell, they want to scream, they want to diminish you, they want to, you're the punching bag. This is an abusive situation verbally, okay? But if you don't fight with them, they can't continue on. If you take a look at what they're, not so much what they're saying to you and emotionally react to it, but look at why they're saying that to you. Or what that statement, classify that statement as, if they say something, you just state your truth. That's abusive. I don't like that. I don't like that you said that to me. I'm going to have to think about that. Now, I'm going to have to think about that is what works in the situation. And then you walk away. You've diffused the entire situation. Now they're thinking, they're going to try again. But if you keep doing that, they're not getting anywhere. So what you've done there is they walk away. And you've turned it all around on now. Now they're thinking, well, I know she doesn't like that, but she's just, I'm going to have to think about what's she thinking. What's she going to do? Blah, blah, blah. Now they're worried and now you've given them something to do besides attack you. Okay? But it's so liberating. The energy, the feeling in your body when you do that. That's abusive. I don't like that. I'm going to have to think about that. You've given yourself space to walk away and go think about that. But the best part of it is that now they're thinking about it. It's brilliant. It works. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about, speaking your truth. All these situations where we used to get pulled in. If somebody says, you don't know what you're talking about, you're stupid. False. Just say that's false. Or that's not true. They'll say, oh, yes, it is. And walk away. False. It's not so much about the villain who's telling you you're stupid. It's about what gets kept in your program, in your mind, in your computer. No, error. Error. I'm sorry, that's false. We're not keeping that. We're just going to delete that comment because that is not true about who I truly am and what I'd like to create. So, as much as you can and as much as you can remember to do it, start stating that things in your mind are truth or false. Anytime you hear something that supports your highest good, we're not walking around delusional. We're still functioning in the reality that we have already created. But that reality, that picture that is painted on that slice, your personal reality that becomes superimposed on all the other personal realities to create the collective reality has changed. And the more people that do that, the collective reality will change. Okay? Also, what's housed in your, let's just call it a picture. What's housed in your picture will be created very quickly in your reality. Okay? So, what time is it? All right. Jeez, it's been an hour already. My God, I go off. And I don't even know. I probably trailed off on this whole thing. I'm combining two lessons here. I am going to come out with the repetition exercise again, just so we can go over that again, because that's huge. This is not an excuse for bad behavior. Okay? If somebody says you're being selfish, or is, and you have done some things, and you know goddamn well if you're being selfish or not. Okay? Let's be truthful about that to ourselves. Oh, yeah, that was pretty selfish. I mean, I'm sorry. I was being selfish. You're right. I'm not going to do that anymore. Keep that. And then in your mind, as often as you can remember, think of others first, or something like that. I mean, if that's something you struggle with, like with me, that's not. I'm always thinking of others first, and I'm like, okay, it's time to be a little selfish now. People pleaser. So let's acknowledge our part. Let's say, okay, well, if I was being selfish and I was venting and I shouldn't have yelled at you and I shouldn't have called you that and I shouldn't have done all that stuff, make amends immediately. Otherwise, you're going to create a rock in your backpack or another dark bubble, and you're going to have to get rid of that later. And you're creating one for them. Okay? So we're just going to, we've cleaned up our energy field. We're going to clean as we go, just like you do when you make dinner. Okay? So it's not a big deal. But anytime that you hear something positive, take it in. Truth. B. Thank you, God. Some people call it manifestation. I've been obsessed with these readings because I'm supposed to learn something, but there's a little bit of difference between manifestation, the way that people normally talk about it, and what we're doing right now. Very similar. Very similar. The only problem is most of the time people's manifestations don't happen. Why? Because they got all this darkness in them. They still got all the interference. They're not centered up with God, the biggest piece at the center of the bullseye, with the little piece that is housed within you. Okay, we're in God-centered conscious creation. We're doing it with Him, for Him, which is you, together. And we're getting rid of all the darkness that takes the room up, that we can fill our body and our energy field with light of creation. And so this manifestation, whatever you want to call it, creation is powerful and quick once we get there. Okay? Oh, that's a good one. I need to chill on that one. I'm going through my notes. The trapdoor exercise. I'll have to do that. It's kind of out of place now, though. Okay, I'll throw it in here. Bonus exercise. Trapdoor exercise is the bonus. Okay. Visualization. Okay. You want to visualize Jesus standing next to you when you're doing it, or God standing next to you? Go ahead. Understand that nothing is ever destroyed on a soul level. Nothing. It's just put where in whatever dimension matches its vibrational level. Okay? I've never seen the archangels, Jesus, anybody cut the heads off of demons or anything like that. It's always just removed and bound up in it, the dimension it belongs into. Okay, I'm just saying that. Okay, but this is if you've got a really bad guy in your mind, okay, one you can't get rid of, a villain, a trauma, someone you just can't. This person just controls me. I mean, like, or the ex, no matter what I do, they're always going to find something, some way to pull me back in. I've tried to separate from this person, but they're just always freaking there, and I can't move on because they're always going to be watching me, or they're always there somehow. Energetically, I feel bound. Oh, you got cord cutting exercise and stuff, and if none of that works, all right, this is what we do. I want you to picture the person. Let's stand next to Jesus or God in our mind with this. Call him in. Jesus, will you stand next to me? I want you to picture. If it's a person or a villain, I want you to picture them. You don't have to look in their eyes or see their face. Just a visual of them. If it's a traumatic scene or a traumatic experience, I want you to put it in a big black trash bag and picture it in that trash bag in front of you. Far away, in front of you. I don't know, like 10 feet away from you. Let's do that. I want you to announce. This is how I do things. In the name of Jesus Christ and God the Father, you have no power over me anymore. And then I want you to picture this lever next to you, like an old-fashioned lever that you pull, okay? And I want you to pull that lever after you say that and watch that villain, that traumatic event. If you were raped, if you were hurt, if you were whatever, it's going to drop down into the trash through that trapdoor. And then the trapdoor closes. And it's not there anymore. Do it as many times as you have to. If it comes back, do it again. You're reclaiming your power over that situation, that event. You're reclaiming your power over that person. You are stating with Jesus, God, and the universe, and everybody else that they have no power to control your thoughts, your minds, your emotions, and your creation of your reality. Okay? Trapdoor exercise. All right, now let's wrap this up and do some readings because I'm about to melt over here. I really am. Repetition, be careful about what you listen to on repeat, because as your vibration rises, you will see it created in your reality fast. Okay? It's kind of freaky. It's really cool, though. I'm like really enjoying this. And it's not like I'm over here like tripping out on this. I'm working on the house. I'm working on the readings. I'm always working. I'm always doing something, but I'm thinking when I see something, I'm like, that's interesting. I mean, that was totally like this part of the series, that episode in Bridgerton. That's kind of what happened to them. I'm like, did I do that? One of the things, I don't even know if I should say this, because I don't know if this was intuition. But just before, like, I'm pretty sure my husband, like, had, I don't want to tell you, but things went bad really fast. I'm not sure if it was medical or what. But before that, everything was always really good. I mean, I was like totally in love. Everything was fine. I mean, we were the best of friends. Still held hands everywhere we went. I remember I was laying there with my head on his shoulder one night, just before everything went to shit. All right. And I was thinking, how much I love him. And I was like, thinking about his ex. And I was like, how could that woman ever see him the way she does? I wonder how she could ever see him that way. Be careful about those thoughts. I'm just telling you. Because and I don't know if this is true, but it kind of freaks me out a little bit. I was like, did I create an experience in my reality to understand why she would feel that way about him? So stop thinking about what if they ever cheated on me, especially your vibration, right? And most of your vibration is high, but we become more inquisitive as the vibration rises as well. I wonder why that is. I wonder why this is. I've always been that way, but like, that's interesting. Be careful about that. I mean, if you start thinking thoughts like that, don't. Now, if you do, then say, well, that's not my path to understand that. And try to get the programming out of here. Because that's what's happening, is that your soul, the more light you bring in, the faster the creation will be. So we want to keep it positive. We want to be those go-getter people now. Like, you know what? I see the top of that mountain. You want to see how fast I can run to that mountain and get to the top of that mountain? You want to see it again? That's SpongeBob. I've been waiting all my life to use that line. But let's think that way now. Okay? Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. But just remember that might happen, okay? Even if you're thinking negative things, like you could sabotage something really fast. I'm not saying it was my fault, but it's interesting. I know it wasn't my fault. The whole thing wasn't my fault, but was. It makes sense that we would have parted because it's never going to be going where I'm going right now. Okay, it's never going to be happy there. All right. Because he was one of the people that I had to dumb myself down for. He wouldn't feel comfortable with that. He didn't like anybody winning the game when we played Uno. He'd cheat. He'd cheat so that the kids didn't win. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Let them win. What are you doing? Are you cheating at Uno? I mean, come on. But stupid. But and it makes sense. But I mean, why did I have the thought in the first place? I don't know. Maybe it was coming up on the timeline. So that's why I say I don't know if it was intuition or did I create that. I do know that if you're constantly thinking in your mind, if you're so insecure and you don't trust your spouse or whatever, and you're constantly thinking, I'm going to catch him any day cheating on me. What are you doing? Like, you went to the store. I went to the store and I got some milk. Like, who'd you talk to when you were there? You know what? Do not do that. Because you just might create the opportunity within your reality to experience that. So whatever you pour energy into might create it. Okay? Still learning about that. So anyway, that is the I am exercise is basically that. The I am part of it is if you're having trouble thinking that you're not too smart or you're not beautiful or you're bad at this or you're bad at that or whatever, or I'll never make it or it'll never happen for me or no one's ever going to love me or whatever, knock that shit off. All right. If you become the person that is lovable, become the person that is smart, become the person that is capable of these things, you are telling yourself that you're not because of something somebody else told you. So what we want to do in our mind every time we think of something like that is say, I am beautiful and thin. I am smart. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am comfortable. I am responsible. I am capable. I am this over and over and over again. But we don't want to just like repeat the words like when we're saying the rosary. I remember that. We just, you didn't even think about it. I'm like, what's the point in this anyway? If we don't even think about it, oh, we're just waiting to get out of here. All right. Sunday school. Believe it. Believe it when you say it. Statement of creation. When you're thinking, oh my God, I'm so fat. No, I am not. Compared to what? According to who? Be your own best friend. Be your own cheerleader. No, you are not. I am whatever thin. Do you ever meet people that they say, no matter what I eat, I just never gain weight? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you're a nice person. And they don't. They're eating the cake and pizza and burgers and everything, and I'm over there at the salad, have a sandwich and gain a pound. It's like, you know what? But what do I believe? I've been telling people my whole life, I have a slow metabolism. Why do I tell people that? It's because my mother told me that. And why did my mother tell me that? Because she told herself that, and her mother told her that she had slow metabolism. We all have slow metabolism. Now it's a freaking lineage here. We've all got slow metabolisms. We all keep a little bit of weight on. What do we create? A slow metabolism. Oh, I can't eat that because I'm going to gain weight. It's in there. It's in there. Society tells you, oh, sugar bad, this and that. And then they change it on you over time. Like, okay. Like the whole coconut oil thing. I'm like, that is rock hard at freaking room temperature. And it's rock hard at room temperature. It's not going to be good in here. I don't give a shit what they say now. You'll see. Soon they'll come out and say, coconut oil is bad. And what I see, I went to college for marketing. What I see is, somebody wants to sell a lot of coconut oil is what's going on. Oh, put it on your hair, put it on your skin, eat it, do everything. Okay, wait. 5 years from now, they'll tell everybody coconut oil is bad. I bet you anything. All right, I'll get to the questions. I forgot what I was talking about. Notes. I am this, I am that. Whatever supports your highest timeline, your golden road, your conscious creation, repetition is going to program your computer, which is going to tell the soul what to create. Okay? Let's do that. All right, Marcy, hit it. Gina, let me get over here to the show. You can start with your Rumble rants, please. $20 minimum today to push ahead of the line. And also because I ran the electric bill way up, but that's fine. I can pay it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. I'm just kidding around. Thank you, Dave. And Joe. All right, let's see what we got. First up, hi, Jen, I'm Donna. How can you become grounded and stay grounded? Do you see me grounded in my future? You know what? Life is fluid. It's like blood pressure. It's like your attitude. Everything's going. You can be grounded one day and do your grounding exercise, and then something throws you off, and you got to do it again. It's just upkeep. Like, well, I ate yesterday. What do you mean I got to do it again? Yes. Yes, it's maintenance. Soul maintenance. Okay. There is no way to become grounded and stay grounded. Be aware of the triggers that make you feel. Everybody's different on a soul level, and this body that you've created. Everything, especially when we're talking spiritually, everything's going to resonate with people differently. So, like, if you find out what your triggers are that make you feel ungrounded, and avoid that. Grounded. We can be grounded in my future. Yes, I do. You get a handle on it. All right, Dave. Dave the Grave, too. Keep saying that, Dave. Just saying. This is Dave S. I've had a lot of pain in my right shoulder for about a month now. Do you see the cause? Let me see. Okay, what I heard first doesn't make any sense. So I'm assuming I'm wrong. I heard carpal tunnel. Do you have carpal tunnel on that? Got a shortening of the muscles of the bicep and the muscles in the forearm, and it's pulling down on your shoulder and it's pulling it out of place. Somebody look at that. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what to do with it. Weather Joe. Thank you, Joe. Hi, Jen, as always. Love the show and helps me reprogram. When do you see us buying a house? We're still renting. Thank you. Well, Joe, I don't freaking know. Just kidding. I'm so tired of reporting on this thing. People, but just saying, beginning of the week might be pretty fun. So when's Joe buy a house? Best case scenario right now, if nobody screws it up, is the end of August. You find the house. It's going to take you the typical month to get into it. Yeah. All right, Sheriff 42. Hi, Jen. Julie Crawford here. Can you please tell me if my son Dalton will still be able to do homeschooling the second half of 5th grade? Yes. Like for after Christmas this year. Yes, he will. All right, I'm going to rapid fire these all the way down because I'm just here and Gabriel's giving me the answers right here. Mary Gold, hi Jen, when do you see my husband David going to a med bed? Approximately 3 months from now. Jen, you were correct. We got our power back in 30 hours. Thank you. You're welcome. Gary Yogi, any messages from my spirit guides? Thanks. Okay, for this setting, we're going to want to be more specific. Gary Yogi, I don't think that's his real name. Something's coming in 3 days. 3 days is your answer. Scott, $14.84, $20. Will Bon Vivant County Club still be my wellness center location in? No, that's going to change. All right. It's just so hard to Okay. Joanne Penn. Hi, Jen. Joanne here. Will I be meeting Angela for lunch this week or next week? Thank you. Joanne. It's next week. If all goes well. Okay. Hi, Jen. This is Jane looking at buying multiple properties in Florida. Do you see any of these address numbers becoming my purchases? Let's say 8580, 8570, 8364. Got a hit on that. Okay. 3 Chome. Hi, Jen. Kathy here. My daughter just moved closer to us, but do you see her moving back to Chicago? Not for a while. Not for a while. Year and a half to 3 years, maybe. It depends on her decision. Nancy. Hi, Nancy. I'll talk to you on Wednesday. Hi, Jen. In my last meditation today, the team was really happy. I chose to take this as a good sign. It's a good possibility. Iridescent 7. Awesome screen name. Jen, Paul L here. My wife Tammy just found a job, and we don't know what her start date is yet. How long do you think she'll be working before she quits? I talk like this because I'm trying to see it. Totally blind. I need to get new glasses. We don't know her start date. Tammy, 3 weeks. Okay, is my dog Jazzy in good health? That is a long question. Jazzy, beach girl, don't have a name for you. Pretty much, Jesus said. Mostly. Could use some diet changes. It's the kind of dog that tends to get the fatty lumps from too much corn or wheat or whatever's in the food. So you're probably going to want to go all meat and vegetables with that dog. Mostly meat. Did this just jump? Oh my god. I looked. Oh my god. Sorry, Jesus. I lost my place. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Hi, Jen. James here. Will my wife and I be camping with? Camping with what? Jimbo. Shh, I lost my place. Okay. Hi, Thermos. Okay, well, Scott 1484, will location be all new build or existing building? New. Um, This is Annette. Do you still see me getting temporary custody place of my granddaughter and my daughter getting help in September? Yes and yes. Did I get to the end? All right, I did. That's a good job right there, what I did just there. I already got to the end. All right, any more? If you want any more Rumble Rants, let's get them done now. So I'm gonna go make some ice for dinner or something. I'm really trying to stay on the diet, so I can't have ice cream. I just want to eat ice cream in this kind of heat. Ice cream and fruit. That's it. That's all I want to eat. I don't want to eat anything else. And I can't have ice cream because that, and it is not going to make me fat if I ate ice cream. But it's not included in the low carb. All right. Hi, Jen. Denise here. Will? Oh, there we go. Will my exchange appointment go well enough to make me able to pay all my debt off? And then some. Yes. Oh, yeah, Scott, you saw that, right? The new picture I put on the Telegram, the Fallawsophy chat on Telegram. Guy with his arms up all around, surrounded by yellow. I like that picture. Yellow is good. Okay. I know. I know. You never forget, Scott. You never forget it. Gina. All right. Hi, Jen. What is going on here? I mean, the window for me to see these. Something's happened here. Hang on. Why is this so big? Okay. I've got like this. The window for me to see the chat is like this big now. And I'm trying to figure out why. I've got something pinned. I don't want to. Oh, okay. Unpin that. That's what happened. All right. This is way the. Okay. Perfect. Got it. Hi, Ginger here. My dog Levi can no longer hear after a bad ear infection. Do you see him getting his hearing back? Well, what's happened is we've got some overgrowth of skin or scar tissue in there. The vet could get in there and scrape that back, and he might. I'd say you probably could get 50% hearing back in that ear. Yeah, if you did that. Did they tell you that? Go and ask them. Jen, Linda S. Will my RV appointment go smoothly? No, it's going to be a nightmare. Yes, it will go. It will go smoothly. Thormus. Hey, Jen. So much love to you tonight. No question. Just feel for you tonight. You shared a lot. Love you. I love you too, Tom. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sound of Freedom. Thank you, Am-Chan. Thank you, Beach Girl. Thank you, Sheriff42. Look at my rant, Scott. What did you do? Look at my rant today on my channel, sent to you PM Telegram. You sent me a private on Telegram? Is that what you're saying? Hi, Jan here. I have to move soon. Do you see me buying or renting again? You buy, and then you build, and it's next to water. It looks like a lake. It actually looks like you have your own freaking lake. I want to do that. Sorry, I was just thinking about stocking it with fish and having my own lake division. But then I was thinking about how the population would get too big. And you have to invite people to come over and fish in it. But, you know, that's personal. It doesn't matter. Dr. Sarah. Thank you, Dr. Sarah. D. Cox. Thank you. Scott, I don't know. I'm not going to get out of there right now. Go over there and look at that, but I'll look at it afterwards. Oh, the star thing. Yeah, it was over on Telegram today, and it's like now you have. I went to see if someone was banned and add them back in, and then when I was over there for the channel, it said people can now send you a DM for stars, and it's like pick your number of stars you want to get, and I'm like, I don't know, and so I just kind of, and I told people about it. I don't really know how to cash the stars out. These platforms, they love to do that to you. It's like Rumble and YouTube and everything. Okay, accumulate all this money and all this stuff, and maybe like 30 days from now, we'll allow you to take your money out. Someday. Like now Telegram says like, someday there'll be an app that you can sign up for that you can cash out the money that you've accumulated for stars. And I'm like, well, someday I'll be good then. I mean, I guess. I don't know. So I just told everybody it's kind of fun. So that's one way that you can sneak in a quick question to me because I'm over there on Telegram quite often. Now, if it gets to be hundreds of questions, it's going to take me a while. But this is just a one question thing. I think it charges you every time you communicate with me. So I'll try to be thorough with the one question, but don't ask me like a half-hour reading's worth of questions in one comment. Okay, it's not fair. So we've got that now on Telegram. So you want to join Fallawsophy on Telegram. Let's find a banner. I really wish I could see. Oh, here we go. So that is where I am on Telegram. That is my channel. If you'd like to join the chat group, you can comment on one of the posts and ask to join the chat group, and I'll send you a link to join. We don't let just anybody in there. We've kind of got like a, I don't know, we've got comfortable with our group. And when we open it up publicly, we get all these, people in there who are mean. And everybody over there is really nice. All right, so if you would like to get a healing with me or to pick up my classes right now, before I take the sale down, are regularly $555 for 9 video classes for psychic development and learn interdimensional meditation is what we learn and what will be in the program up to and before we learn God-centered conscious creation that I've been recording and telling you about now. So it will fit into your program, and it is in your best interest to get that. Right now, it's on sale for, I think, what did I do? $222, so it's like $300 off. $333 off. Marcy, shut up, Marcy. You know what I'm going to say back to you. You already know what I'm going to say, what I'm going to call you. Anyway, so go to jenniferfallaw.com to get the classes. I'm sending them out to people at the end of the day, every day now. Best time to pick them up. If you'd like to become a private student of mine, email me after. My email is on the website. I require everybody who signs up with me to purchase 4 one-hour readings. The first reading, it's not a reading, it's a coaching session. There's a lot more information in the private coaching that goes on than that is in the videos, but I walk you through the entire thing, all the way up to God-centered conscious creation, if you get private classes with me. But I require people to start out with 4 because I go through a lot of work and make you a book and set you up as a student. The first session will be an evaluation of your gifts, where you are now, what you'd like to achieve, where you're going, if it's professional, if it's personal, all of that. I ask you a bunch of questions to figure out what's present, what abilities are present right now, and that we tailor make your program so that we accomplish those goals. Whatever you'd like to work on. Love you too, Mary. What is the title of the music you play when we're waiting for you? I think it shows up in the information on YouTube. I don't know. It's royalty-free music. I used to have this account for my radio station. I have royalty-free music, and I like that clip, and I clipped it with Audacity software and put it on there. Amber, hey Jen, it's Amber from Washington. Do you still see me buying a dream home this year on 188th Court? They have taken off the market, but I am hopeful that I'll be able to make it. It's still a possibility. You're going to have the realtor contact the owners. I do feel something like, I don't know if it's owned by an estate. If there's children or trying to sell the house for a deceased parent, for the trust or something. I feel like there's something like that involved in it right now. Or going on right now, and that might change things. Yes. Please thank Gina, Smarty Pants, thank you. Please thank Jen by liking her show. Give her a follow and a subscribe. Okay, I never pitched this, but I would like it if you would all subscribe to my Rumble channel for $5 a month. That'd be awesome. Really would. So if you'd like to do that, I'd appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to book a reading with me, here, SOL, out of luck because I can't get this thing moved to get the banners. There we go. All right. It's Fallawsophy.com. You can go there. I do have openings, probably a few openings. There is a $49 reading for sale. I'm going to take that off sale tomorrow. You might be able to slip in there and grab a few. It's a really good price. You can schedule yourself. I do have probably a couple openings this coming week, but definitely some next week. If you want to book one after another and get a half hour, you can. If you want to book one every 2 weeks, you can. Okay. But that is also on sale right now, and that sale will be ending tomorrow. If I remember to go in there and do that tomorrow, and I will remember that. So go ahead and get in there. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. I do feel like the temperature has dropped a little bit in here, so that's good. It is. It's like so, like us, you know, when I was living in California, like 96 degrees isn't a big deal. I mean, it was like, oh, okay. But when you don't have air conditioning and you live in the Northwest and you're not used to that, and it just hits you out of nowhere, and you're used to like, okay, hot's like 85. Okay, I can handle that. But when it's like 85 in the house, I get pissed off. I go around and start rigging things, trying to figure out how to make things cold. Like, well, if I put a bowl of ice in front of this fan, it's going to blow a little bit. It's so stupid. It's totally stupid. I'm so trailer park. I am. Not really, but like my dad was kind of like a MacGyver kind of guy. And so whatever happens, I'll figure it out. He'd figure it out. I mean, and if there's no man around to like fix it or put it together correctly, I will like rig it with like craft wire and duct tape. Make some kind of contraption to accomplish whatever we need to accomplish. I'll do it. I'll make it work. I will. So we're all living, and we have not died yet in the heat. Gary Yogi, yes, Jenna. Yes, Gary. I still will be coaching after the RV. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the private readings because it's exhausting, and I need time to write. I'm just like, you guys are thinking, oh yay, I'm going to have all this money. Oh yay, I'm thinking over here, where am I going to find the time to put this thing together? I mean, I was like, I'm so overloaded. I'm like, oh yay, someone's going to clean the house for me, so I'm not doing that after work. And like, when do I find time to write and meditate and learn more and put this whole program together? Write all the books, the children's series, get it published. You know, I mean, I need this money. I mean, I need time to relax so that I can think, you know. Yes, I will still coach because I love that. I love the teaching. I do. It's not that I don't like the readings. I like that too, but maybe just not all day long every day, you know, to survive. All right, I think I see a $22. I did that. I think I got all the Rumble ramps. I'm going to get going. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to all the regulars. Thank you to all the ranters. Get on over to Fallawsophy on Telegram. Please subscribe, like, and share this show. Yeah. I am going to do the Gentel for the morning tomorrow. I don't care what anybody says. Because I'm the psychic fifth lady, it don't matter. Right? Easily discredited. I'm not going to put out timelines right now. just to play nice with everybody and everybody's opinion. And oh my God, Jen, you stopped the RV. Oh my God. But let's all be team players, and I won't put out a timeline. But I've always liked Tuesdays. All right, so I'll see you guys later. Kind of a casual show tonight. Probably should have been a little professional but I'm just transcribing these shows. I don't know if I'll actually put them out as classes. I should. What am I looking for? There it is. Nope. Not doing that. Have a great night. Bye.